I think if I'm right, we had leads in, every single set. So, I know there's a tendency to always look at the fifth set, when games like this, but I thought we could have taken care of business a little bit better earlier on in the match and maybe put them away sooner. They're a great team and it's a great program, and so it was a wonderful atmosphere. I appreciated all the fan support, and so this will make us better, and we're excited to kind of look at some film and pick it apart a little bit.
Question.
What do y'all take away from this weekend? It's obviously disappointing to lose today, but you're not even 48 hours removed from the kind of win that you guys had on Friday. What's sort of the prevailing sentiment from this weekend? What did you guys maybe learn about yourselves?
We set up our preseason to play good teams, and so this is what we're going to have to do if and when we make the NCAA tournament, is play two good teams in a short amount of time. The story of this one was almost the exact opposite of 3 days ago, where our offense was so good, and just we were struggling almost in all phases of our offense tonight. I thought we blocked pretty well. Our backward defense was good, but not when it mattered most. But yeah, I just think we went from being just so clicked in offensively to pretty rough offensively. So I think there's just two separate stories.
Coach, you mentioned the tournament. What do you think, from the perspective of the rankings, looking outside in at your team, what should they take away from your team this weekend after splitting it with Penn State?
I think that's just, we've played a lot of Power 5 teams and a lot of good teams, and so I know the committee looks at your wins against top 25 and top 50 teams, and so definitely the number one goal is to hopefully be a top 16 seed so we can host again.
What did Penn State show you guys differently today as opposed to Friday that disrupted your offense?
Well, first they just played a little bit better, but in the back row they played a little harder defensively, but really, I think we out-hit them on the night. They hit 111 or 112, and we hit 153. So we definitely did a good enough job defensively to win. Our offense struggled.
As a player, Kayla, what was it like to be out there? I mean, that was a pretty frenzied, pretty charged atmosphere. What was it like?
For sure. It was exciting, but also I think you could tell that it made us a little bit nervous. That was like an area that we really weren't quite used to, being in the Pitt with that many fans, which is absolutely awesome for us and really cool for the program. But I think you could tell that it took a little bit of a toll on us in the first match. But we're going to have to keep getting used to fans like that because, in tournament, and hopefully we keep bringing in more. But by the time we got to third, maybe even second set, you could tell that we had kind of settled down and then really used that crowd to our advantage.
What is a crowd like that, especially when I think about 40% of the tickets sold came after girls win Friday? What does that tell you about this program and the direction it's going?
It's in a great direction. I mean, we keep making big wins. We keep hosting big games like this. It's just going to keep getting better. And, that's why we're here. That's Fish's goal. That's our goal. So it's really awesome to see that pay off.
Kayla, the final attendance tonight was something like 5,195, far and away the highest attended volleyball game in history. What does that do for you and your teammates' mentality, knowing that the student body is getting so strongly behind you and is starting to live and die on games like this?
It's pretty unreal. Like I said, this is what we've wanted. This is what we've worked for. We've wanted to make a big name for ourselves as a program that shouldn't be underestimated. And, finally having a lot more of the city of Pittsburgh behind our back, a lot more students behind us, it means a lot. And it shows that what they've been doing as a coaching staff and what we've been doing as players is paying off. But, we of course want to keep it going, keep it growing.
When you first got here, Dan, given their success and their geographic proximity, was Penn State in some ways kind of an aspirational program where it's like, hey, this is sort of the standard that we're shooting for. We feel like if everything goes right, we can get somewhere close to this. Although, I mean, obviously they have all the titles, but Yeah, did it get, I mean, was it something that you guys kind of pushed towards, seeing a program like that close?
You know, we definitely had our eyes on being a great program. I probably would phrase it this way, you know. We were, you know, I think 120 RPI when I took the job, and they were number one. So we weren't looking at how can we be number one. We were looking at how can we get a little better recruit, and so we were kind of looking at the next step. So it's, but that being said, it's cool to be here now, and you know, and to be, you know, to play them as equals, and hopefully this will be a positive for our recruiting, and yeah, they're a lot of respect for their program, but yeah, in the early days, probably just more focused on small gains.
Coach Rose mentioned that Pennsylvania is now the only other state besides California to have 2 teams in the top 10 for volleyball. What does that pride bring you between this rivalry? Is this something that you want to? Is this a team you want to see every year for both your teams' culture? Or?
I think it's great for the state, and I've been trying to schedule them for a while, and so I'm glad it worked out this year.
What were some of the challenges in trying to do that, and trying to arrange that game or that set of games?
Well, I think initially we've talked over the years, and initially, like, you know, typically teams do tournaments with other teams, and so it just kind of worked out this year that both of us had an open weekend and we couldn't find the right tournament, and you know, playing another good team helps your RPI. So even tonight losing won't really hurt our RPI that much, and so you know, that was the thought, and then in the back of my mind I kind of thought, hey, I bet we could break the attendance record if we did this.
You know, given how things went this weekend, both on the court, I guess, off of in terms of attendance, I mean, is this something that you would maybe like to try to do every year, try to have them on the schedule?
Yeah, I would love to, yeah.